And the other thing you look at too is, you want to see a change. And I laughed so hard on Saturday when apparently Dan Snyder, eating over in London, eating lunch, said he hates the Commanders' success.
Yeah.
Yeah, after 24 years, they had 2 playoff wins, and now they've had 2 playoff wins in 2 years under new ownership. Folks, sometimes you just need it. And I've always been a proponent, and I will agree 100%. If Mike Tomlin, if they did that, let's say they do it. Okay, Mike Tomlin, tomorrow's your last day. Let's say he goes to the Giants, right? I guarantee you he probably gets the Giants to a winning record of playoffs because I just think that happens. You have a new coach, you go to, and he has good experience. We can't argue that. He goes, he takes the Giants, he gives them, he probably gets them playoffs. Now, you're not going to go much further in the first round. I hate to tell you, Big. You're not going much further than that, but he'll turn that around and he'll look like a savior and he'll win NFL comeback coach of the year and we'll all be laughing at him because you don't know what's coming next. 10 years of averageness. That's what happens. Also, we bring in a new guy and we have success and, the sky's the limit. But that's why that's where my, I guess, not depression. That's where I am sitting right now with like not a lot of confidence because we are in a rebuilding process and you're going to bring the guy that hasn't been able to get crap done since 2009 and that's who you're going to have lead this. This is where the wake up call should be now. Get rid of Tomlin.
Chuck Noll is one of the greatest coaches of all time and one of the most successful coaches of all time. And in the 70s, the Steelers rolled. And in the 80s, they were not so good. And by the time Noll was done in the late 80s, it was very obvious that his message was stale. It was not working. As soon as Bill Cowher comes in, as soon as they bring in someone new, someone young with fresh ideas, boom, instantly they start going to the playoffs again because you have a different perspective. And so when you say things like, well, we can't get rid of Mike Tomlin because he wins so much, but it's the same thing over and over again, the same philosophies, the same conservative approach. That doesn't work. You can't even win a playoff game. But you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're fine with that.
The Bengals finally got it. After all those years, they finally got it. They bring in Zach Taylor, and they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, the Bengals are in a very interesting position right now. They just hired a couple defensive coordinators today. They know what the problem is there.